Good morning, Flosstube. My name is Laura, and I'd like to welcome you to Stitching by the Shore, my channel about cross stitch, and every once in a while some other crafty kind of stuff. Today is cross stitch day though, so that's what we'll be talking about. If you are new, welcome. Thank you so much for pressing play, and I hope you like what you see. Subscribe, come back, have fun with us. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. Thank you for watching today. It is May 15th. Can you believe it? This week was one of those weeks. You know how when the day is longer than long, Monday, Tuesday, I thought on Tuesday, I said to my husband, it really feels like it should be Thursday because the week has felt like forever. And then you get to the end of the week and you're kind of like, what happened to the week? And I have to say the month of May has just flown by. I can't even tell you where it's gone so far. And next weekend is Memorial Day weekend. Just mind-blowing, but hey, we'll take it. We had snow last Saturday. We were watching a movie and all of a sudden my husband paused it and he said, look outside. And it was just coming down like crazy. I think I put a quick video clip on my Instagram story and it didn't accumulate. I mean, it was May 9th. But in the morning there still was a layer on like the grill and on the picnic table and all that. And then it was kind of cold at the beginning of the week. So we are supposed to maybe have a little bit nicer weather today and tomorrow. So again, I broke out one of my lighter tops. I said, I'm not wearing a sweatshirt today. I'll probably freeze half the day until it warms up. But I was determined to put good vibes of warm weather out there. So I'm hoping that that's what will happen. But I hope everything is good where you are, and let's get going. I want to say a quick thank you to Janet from Janet Jabber for shouting out my station. She said such nice things. Thank you so much, Janet. She has got so much energy. She's so fun to watch. Does a great variety of projects. She's doing a Mira Mania, which I love because I haven't attempted a Mirabilia yet. Maybe one day. So right now I'll just look at them through her and just, I think she'll tempt me after a while as she keeps going with them and the progress keeps going. But if you don't watch Janet, well, go watch her. She's fantastic. So thanks, Janet. I really appreciate it. And I'll link her station down, her channel down below if you do want to check her out. I have a finish. I think, well, no, I won't say that this may be the last time I say that in May because obviously my starts are big. But I'm still working my way through those whips from April and I am finishing them pretty good. This is from Cottage Needleworks, the August Cottage. Now, I did not do everything in it. I decided not to do any of the shells on either part of the house. There's kind of one on top of the other on each side, and I thought about just doing one, and then after stitching it, I kind of liked it the way it was. And then, because I didn't do those, I chose not to do the ones up top, because they kind of mirrored the ones down there. So, this is done on 18 count backside of Vintage Country Mocha. So the side that does not have any of the variations in color. So again, I did not do those shells there or up here, but I love the way it came out. The shell there, one of them would have been a kind of coral color, which would have, added a little something, but I didn't want to add anything. I thought that the blues and then the green from the greenery worked just the way I wanted it to. So and I'm giving myself permission to change things if I want to. If I'm not feeling it, I'm not gonna stitch that part of the pattern. I thought about not adding the little seagulls, but I'm glad I did because they did add a little something. The more I do these, I definitely think I'm going to do something I'll do all 12 and I will do something for my mom. I was thinking, and I don't know, I've never made a wreath, so I'm not sure I'd make one, but I thought either make one or get one, something that would work for all 12. and finish these off so that she could just interchange them each month. Her birthday it is in June, June 4th, but there's no way, I don't have June, so I can't stitch June. And I don't think we'll see her probably until mid to later June. We have been really careful. Both my mom and my in-laws, everybody is over 70. My father-in-law is 80. So we have been very careful about not seeing them, not giving them any chance that they could get sick. So we've been doing a lot of FaceTiming and phones and calling and all that. So that may give me time. I know I have July and now I have August done. That'll give me time to go to the store, figure out what I'm going to do wreath-wise, and then maybe start her with July and then figure out, I don't have all the patterns. So I have some of them. I have to figure out what patterns I don't have, buy those, and then start stitching on them. But I think she'd really enjoy that. She definitely likes that kind of stuff, and I'm okay with giving away my stitching. I enjoy the process so much, and I just don't have the space for all of it anyway. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. If you have any ideas on what you think wreath-wise would look good for all 12, throw me a comment, because I'm always up for suggestions. Sometimes somebody else thinks of something that I never would have thought of, and then as soon as you say it, you're like, that's so obvious. Why didn't I think of it? But I get almost a picture in my head that sometimes works, but sometimes doesn't. And sometimes I need kind of like a separate opinion to pull me back from that one idea and open things up. And I'll bring Meg to the stores with me too. She says she's not crafty, but she has a pretty good eye for the crafts. So when we're not open yet store-wise, once we're open and things look cool to go, I'll hit the store with her and we'll see. But I always welcome suggestions. Whips. I have 2 whips that I'm working on right now. The first is Annie B's Widow's Walk. I am not doing the words. The more I do this, the more I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do the words. This is done on an 18 count blue ice fabric. And I am almost there. Almost. So, dreading is the wrong word, but I was definitely curious as to how all of this would take. And it's not been too bad, actually. I've almost got the whale. I had the whale completely outlined, actually. And I think I made a mistake in counting somewhere, but that was an easy fix. So I just have to complete filling him in. I have a little bit of water underneath, and then the borders, finish out the borders. So this could be, I'm not going to say definitely, this could be a finish next week. I think I'm going to work on this weekend. Let's put it this way. If it's not finished by next video, I have a pretty good feeling that it'll be finished by the one after that. So this will be a May finish. So excited. I love his little smile. It's so cute. That brought him to life right away. I said, I have to stitch that part of it. So he looks like he's smiling at me. And the border is just a repetitive thing. So that'll be kind of easy to do mindlessly rather than doing a lot of counting. But I love it. I've said this every time. I love the chart. I love stitching this. I would recommend it. Annie Beez did a great job charting it. I did change a lot of the ecru to white. I don't know if it was a 3865 white, because I'm a DMC girl. And whatever red she recommended, I went with 349, which I really like. So that's my first whip. My second whip, I gotta grab the picture on the iPad since I don't have a color. I don't do a color printing of things. I don't really have a color printer. And it is Hello Pumpkin from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. Did you see? She has been teasing. There are going to be other seasons of this. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to see what she'll do what other animals and what other colors. I just cannot wait. And I don't know when she'll start showing sneak peeks of it, or if it's just in the I'm drawing phase or I'm creating phase and she just wants to add that teaser. But I am so excited. I love stitching on this every time I pull it out. This one is done on 18 count Nantucket Sky by Fabrics by Stephanie, which every time I look at it, I love even more. I love her fabric. This is the first time I've been using it. It will not be the last. I can guarantee that. So it's funny. It's really funny with this project. And I love it, even though there's a lot of different parts to it. You feel accomplished because, you know, there's a lot of little teeny tiny leaves. And every time you do one, you're like, okay, I'm one step farther. And, you know, I find colors that maybe, okay, there's a leaf here in that color, but there's also one over here. So that I kind of continue with a color for a while, as opposed to having to keep rethreading my needle. So when I looked at it yesterday, when I was done stitching, I got tired last night, and I said, okay, let's see how far did I get. And you look at it, and it doesn't necessarily look like I did a ton, but I won't say I did a ton, but I did quite a bit. I do have all this over here and over here. I thought I started the tippy top of the fox. I was hoping maybe to get more of him. He's a big guy, so it's gonna take me a while. And then I did some over here. So I am really pleased with this. And if you have not stitched it and you like bright colors, it's not for everybody, obviously, but if you do, it is so much fun. The chart, it's charted fantastic. It's the first time I've done a caterpillar cross stitch. I really like how she charts. I love these fun colors. These wouldn't necessarily be colors, you know, you look at them on the skein and I'm like, I would not ever use that, but you put it all together and I love what it looks like. So this is definitely bringing me so much joy every time I stitch on it. And I have a feeling that I will want to keep stitching on it. So it will not be a long-term whip because I just enjoy it too much. And I love looking at it on this fabric. I think once it's done, it's just gonna look so nice. So those are my two whips. That's all I've got for whips. But I did have a new start. Because you know, for my mania, it's the first time I've heard about mania, done mania. I've been a part of it since I didn't get back to stitching until, what was it, September last year? Sometime around there. So I decided to keep it a little low key and just do one start a week. Now I did choose bigger projects, so I thought that was kind of my nod to, you know, maybe throwing it out there, which would give me some nice long-term whips, which I thought would be fun because I have no problem picking up and starting the smaller pieces, but this would give me a chance to start some of the bigger pieces. And this one is a biggie. Little House Needleworks, Kringles. What I am finding so interesting is watching people put this on Facebook or show it in other places, how they're stitching it. And it's kind of like your thought process. I don't know if I've seen many center starters with this one, but it's so interesting. So a lot of people are doing all of the snow across, and I've seen somebody do all of that across and then the windows, so it's all the same color. And then, you know, along the entire roof. And I guess maybe once you're in a groove and whatever, you want to keep doing it. But I am definitely going to, I started in that corner, but I don't see it me being all the way across and then work my way down kind of girl. I did not cut this fabric, so there's a lot of extra fabric here. But this is done on Artemis from BeStitchMe. This is also the first time that I am stitching on BeStitchMe fabric, and just like Fabrics by Stephanie, love it. These are rapidly becoming my two favorite fabric dyers. I do have fabric from another person coming, and somebody else I did want to, because what's so interesting is different variations of the colors. So if I know who I like to stitch on, and I'm looking for some specific shade, then I can check out a few different places, because like I said before, I get something in my head, and you'll see that with my mania starts for the last two, and nothing, I can't seem to, unless I have what's in my head, it's not always easy for me to commit, especially a big project, to the fabric. So it was so funny leading up to this, I kept saying, oh, is this gray gonna work? Is this gray gonna work? Hemming and hawing, and I love it. I really do. So I did start in the upper left corner, but what I will most likely do is I will not do the entire top. I will probably do, I'll go back and forth, because I just like that variety, but I will do some down here. I want to do some color as opposed to just the different browns and the white. And I can only do so much of the repetitive. I mean, the roof is very repetitive, and once you get in a groove, it's great, but I need in my brain to shake it up a little bit, especially if you really have to kind of, there is a pattern to it. And so once I realized that became a little bit easier, but you're still having to really count and pay attention. If I start working on the bricks, I can get some of that done. Plus it gives me some color, and I'd love to work on a room, because then that would really bring it to life for me. But it's so funny. It's so different color scheme wise from Hello Pumpkin. And okay, maybe Hello Pumpkin, the brightness of it, especially because we've had such a dreary spring, is really appealing to me, but I am really enjoying this one as well. I have to say, I am so excited to get to the rooms and see a little bit more of it, that if I had to choose between the two, Pumpkin maybe be the one that gets picked up first, but by no means is Kringles going to be thrown to a corner, because I am really looking forward to seeing the little rooms come to life and seeing the entire department store come to life. So that will keep me going. And that's it for what I stitched on this week. I did have shopping this week. I love the comment last week about, oh, I don't remember who it was, but her husband happened to hear me say how I didn't have any shopping. And he said, see, it can be done. Well, it just happened to be that there were things coming. Nothing just happened to be shipped that week. So I don't think it's going to be every week's video that I say, oh, no shopping. I have a couple orders that are on their way, but I did get yesterday. So my mailman comes a little bit later, and my husband and I, he finished, he kind of took a break from work around 5, and we were sitting, I was over in the stitching area where by the front where I can see the street and everything. And there's another chair there because we have a big window chair on either side. So he was sitting there and we were just chatting. And all of a sudden I hear the mail truck and he goes zooming by my house. Now I knew from tracking numbers that I had stuff coming in. And he says, and my husband was looking at, he was looking down the street. He said, oh, he just skipped the house and then our house. I went flying to the next house. I said, wait a minute, I know I have packages coming. So he put the mail in, and then all of a sudden you see the backup lights, because I don't know if he just realized then that he had packages, and he backed the truck all the way up back to our mailbox, and that was the only mail we had. It was just my packages. So it was a really happy mail day because all it was shopping. So I do have a DMC order. My daughter Megan finished her exams last Friday, and she said over the weekend, oh, maybe I'll do a cross stitch piece, because now, she doesn't have the school work and stuff, so she has some extra time on her hands. We're all still home. So I had her pick out a pattern, and when we went to do the floss, I had some of the floss, but not all of it. So I said, oh, that means a DMC order. And I'm not going to just order the 4 or 5 colors she needs. I then went through a bunch of different patterns that I figured, once you get the floss in it, you're halfway there. Then you just need the fabric. So these guys did travel by themselves, but there's like 50 of them, so they really didn't travel by themselves. And I got just a whole bunch of different colors. I ordered this from Fire Poppies, and I would say maybe 2 or 3 were not in stock, so I couldn't get a couple of them. Everything else was in stock. I placed the order. Within 24 hours, it was, I think I placed it on Sunday. On Monday, it was packaged and it was sent out and shipped to me. And then it's out of their hands. It just took, from Monday to Friday to come, no, Monday to Thursday. So even that, post office did perfectly fine shipping it from South Carolina. Great service. Their website, they just redid it and it looks gorgeous. It looks beautiful. I'm in the process of trying to redo my website, and mine's not going to look anywhere near as good as that, but they've definitely inspired me. But super, super quick service, great service. I think Coffee Stitcher was who I originally heard about this store. It's a storefront. I'd heard about them from his videos, and I can't say enough. Really, really great service. So if you are looking for DMC or something else, I would definitely check them out, firepoppies.com. I'll link them down below. Then I got fabric. I got some fabric. Some of it was from Fight Night, from BeStitchMe. So let's start with that. This one, now this wasn't this past Friday night. That order just shipped. I did get a couple things, but that won't come in until next week. This is from 2 Fight Nights ago. So Brandy from BeStitchMe on Friday nights takes extra fabric that she has or whatever of all the different types, counts, whatever. She puts them in the folder, and at a certain time it opens up and you go in and try to claim it. What's beautiful is if you see a color you love and you don't get it, if you say, hey Brandy, can you just put a comment right on the thing and say, I love this color, can you custom do this for me in 18 count or linen or whatever? She's like, sure, no problem. So even if you do miss out, you don't really miss out, because she is perfectly willing to do dyeing at any time for any colors that you want. This is an opal, which I don't know if it'll come up. This is the first time. I hadn't even realized it was an opal when I claimed it, because I've never used opal. And so it I don't know, scares me is the wrong word, but I just wasn't sure what I would do them on. I see the beautiful mirabilias and such done on the opals, but I don't have any of those. But I love this, and it's a very pretty sparkle, almost tealish. I can't say exactly, but it is beautiful. So I'm looking forward to finding a pattern for that and giving it a go. And then this one, and that was not named, so I don't know what it would be. This one is also not named. But look at this. Look at this green. I love this. I don't know what kind of green you'd call it. It's not really super light sage, but looking at it, I have one specific color in my mind for my 4th Mania start, which is the Christmas list, my Christmas list, whatever it's called, and I wanted some sort of shade of green, and I haven't been lucky yet. But looking at this now, I'm gonna have to do a floss toss on this, because this might work, which is super exciting, because I was thinking I'd have to readjust my 4th Mania start because I wasn't finding anything that was working. And then yesterday I got my fabric of the month. This is the first month, so I'm just trying it new. And of course now I'm tempted. I'm in the Neutrals Club, but I'm tempted to do the Neutrals Club and the Colors Club, because she just does beautiful colors. So this is called, what's she called this? Coffee Club. Look at that. I have no clue what I'm going to stitch on it, but it is beautiful. Such a really great color. But that was the fabric of the month for neutrals. And I think I've seen people posted pictures of the color for the month, and that's so pretty too. So I am definitely so tempted to, because I think I did sign up for the color and cotton fabric of the month. I have not received anything yet. May was supposed to be my first. Have you received May? For those of you who may be in the Color and Cotton Club. And I did color on that one rather than the neutral, but this is the only other Fabric of the Month club, and I'm loving it so far. So especially as I want to build my stash of neutrals and colors, I'm really tempted to add another part of that. And then this was a back order. This was from Fire Poppy, so they sent me 2 packages that both arrived yesterday. This was a new Picture This Plus called Title. It's a pretty blue. I have no idea what I'll do on it, but I thought it was pretty, so I gave it a go. And then I have a couple patterns to show you. I picked up a couple of Stitching with the Housewives patterns. I got Long May She Wave, and I picked up Salmon Liberty. So I wasn't feeling patriotic. Thought I'd do a patriotic mood, and so I picked those 2 up. And that was it for shopping. Like I said, I have a couple packages coming probably beginning of next week. Fabric. I am embracing the whole build a fabric stash because I do have a decent amount of patterns that I could start at any time, but it needs fabric. So that's where I've been working or shopping. All right, plans. My 3rd Mania start. I'm thinking of doing, or I've planned on doing, Halloween Cat from Satsuma Street. Again, love the colors. Love, love, love the colors. I have been searching high and low fabric dilemma, and I'm wondering, and I thought I had something, but it was too blue, because if you look at some of these DMCs, you definitely have some blues that would fade right in. It is done on a type of lightish purple, a lavenderish. So I have this, which is along the gray lines, but when you look at it in certain light, has some purple to it. So I'm thinking, I can't even, you know what, show the bright ones, because that's really what I want to. But I'm looking at some of these brights and wondering, how do you think? I don't want to go too purple, but I'm thinking this might work. So I've got the weekend to think about it because I've been doing my starts on Mondays. Shout out to me if you think it really wouldn't work, but this is what it was done on. I was thinking more of a blue tone, but when I looked at the floss, that didn't work. So this is kind of a grayish purple, which I was thinking about. So please, opinions. I love your opinions. If you have one, let me know on that one. So that's my plan for Monday of a new start. That's been working out well. I get to stitch on whatever I want over the weekend. I think Widows Walk this weekend, and then I have the new start on Monday, which starts the week off on a high note. I do have a giveaway this week. I was going through, I have one bag of stuff that has made it since I stitched 30 years ago. I don't know how or why, what, the fabric, I have fabric a little bit, and then I don't know how or why, the couple things that stayed. So this is clearly going to be an older, it's a magazine book, a combination, mag book. This is, I just don't see myself using it, and I'd like to see, if somebody else would want it. There are some really pretty patterns in here, and I'd love to pass it along. So it's a leisure arts book. It's called The Stockings Were Hung. But what's fantastic, and I'll show you a few of the pictures, is when they show you the patterns, they show other ideas, so you don't have to do just stockings. So for example, this one, they did kind of a blanket, tree skirt, could be either one. And then they have the stocking portion of it, and then even like different parts of it they suggest for ornaments. Or this one is more samplerish. And so that one they showed as a stocking, or is kind of like a stocking cuff. So you only do part of it. There was a really cute, so this was the original stocking they showed, and they showed a lot of examples with what to do with this one. So there's the stocking, and then they had an example of just the Santa ornament. And then on the following page, they showed even like a more of Santa to do, but make it into kind of an advent calendar. And I thought that was really cute. These were done as like a stocking wreath, which you wouldn't have to cut into stocking size. But again, a lot of great ideas, and I would really like to pass it on to somebody who would like to stitch it. It's all Christmas. It's all different patterns and examples. It is from 1998, so you can see I was stitching quite a while ago before I picked it back up last year. What I want to know is, what are your favorite designers that you like to buy? And also, what are the designers that you'd like to buy, but you can't seem to find them in a lot of stores? I have an Etsy shop of handmade. I also have a standalone, which was more handmade paper items as well as supplies for parties and paper crafting and all that. I am expanding that to cross stitch. I will not be promoting it very much on my videos because that's not what my videos are for. But I do want to sometimes use you guys as just like informal survey people, if possible. So if you were, I'm in the process of redesigning the nuts and bolts of the website and the look of it. And then I want to start adding more items to it. And I'm getting to where I want to buy some cross stitch patterns and designers. And I just want to know, survey wise, what you are interested in. And if you don't want to enter into this, but you'd like to answer, feel free to email me or DM me on Instagram. That's fine too. If you're not interested in the giveaway, but would like to give some input, I would love to get it. But if you do answer about some designers you like to buy or ones that you'd like to see more of in stores, I will enter you into the giveaway for this, and I will pick that next week. So that's it, guys. We have some exciting things life-wise coming up, but I'll save that for next week. And that's about it. I hope you are well. I hope you are doing well and taking care. And I am so excited to be spending time with you every week. And my stitchy friends, you are fantastic. And you have been a lifesaver to me. So thank you so, so much. And until next time, happy stitching.